Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitabugHandmades.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited to finally announce the first feature of September Club Quitabug. I am spotlighting the Follow Your Dreams stamp set. I love this stamp set, you guys, and I think you're going to really enjoy the projects that I've got for you to go along with this stamp set. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video, and I'll give you all the details about Club Quitabug as we go. So this Follow Your Dream stamp set can also be purchased in a bundle with the coordinating Chase Your Dreams framelit dies. Now for the kit, you don't need the framelits because I've actually gone ahead and die cut everything for you. So you won't need the framelits, but if you want to make the cards exactly as I have, you'll need the stamp set. But you can purchase the bundle, and when you purchase the bundle in my online store, you actually save 10%. And the ink colors I will be using are Grapefruit Grove, Soft Suede, Petal Pink, Blackberry Bliss, and Mint Macaron. I'll also be using my multi-purpose liquid glue, dimensionals, snail adhesive, and my aqua painter. And to receive a free Follow Your Dreams card kit in the mail from me, all you have to do is place a minimum $40 order in my online Stampin' Up! Store between September the 1st and September the 15th, 2018. Place that order and make sure that you use the hostess code that I've got somewhere right here on the screen. Make sure that you use that code. It just lets me know that you're wanting to receive this free card kit in the mail from me. Just don't use that code if your order is $150 or greater, because you will earn Stampin' rewards and still qualify to receive this free card kit in the mail from me. So let me just quickly share with you the 3 projects included in the kit. So here's card number 1, Follow Your Dream. I love this card. The colors are so pretty, and this is that new Petal Pink. That was my first time to use that color. Love this card. Isn't that fun? And then this is card number 2, Follow Your Dreams. I love this. This is why we're gonna need the aqua painter. We're gonna do a little quick watercolor wash in the background here, and I just love how that turned out. And then here is the 3rd card, Dream Big. Isn't this so pretty? I really love this. And I combined the Nature's Poem Designer Series paper here on this card. It just looks so pretty. I love it. And these cards would be so great as graduation cards, or if you know someone who recently got a new job or is taking a new venture in life, this would be great. These cards would be great to send for occasions like that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And when you receive your free card kit in the mail from me, I do wrap everything nice and neat for you. And then you've got your envelopes included here at the back. And then you've also got a full color PDF that has a picture of each one of the projects. It has measurements and a full supply list in case you want to make more of these projects in the future. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with card number 1, and then just keep your little embellishment bag handy. This has little bits that we will need for each of the cards. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start adhering some of these pieces down. So put this to the side. So you might notice on your die cut layers that there's still some little bits of cardstock in there. You can just poke those little pieces out with your paper piercer or the tip of your scissors. Same thing on this piece, just poke those little extra pieces out, or if you have a Big Shot die brush, you can use that to pop those pieces out as well. All right, so I'm just gonna take my liquid glue here, and I want to go ahead and just add a little on the back, and I'm going to adhere this down to my layer for my card. Got my glue on there. I'm just going to lay this down right about there, and then I'll just bring in a block to press and hold that down. And then I'll add a little bit of my liquid glue onto the back of my word dream. All right, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add my dream right about there. And again, I'll put a block to hold that down. All right, so I've just got a piece of scratch paper here. I'm gonna bring in this little strip of Mint Macaron cardstock, and then I've also got my Mint Macaron ink pad. And I've got the Follow Your Dream, or Follow Your Dreams sentiment here. I'm just going to ink that up, but on my mint macaron, I'm only going to stamp the Follow Your. It's okay if you get some of the dreams on there. We're going to actually hand cut this out. So I'm just going to stamp that down. Okay. Now I'm just going to bring in my paper snips, and I am going to hand cut out this Follow Your. All right, so I've got my Follow Your all cut out, and I am just going to adhere this down with a little bit of liquid glue. I'll just pop this all right there. Okay, that should be good. Then I've got my Petal Pink ink pad here, and I'm gonna stamp this little, kind of looks like a little sun image. I'm gonna stamp this 3 times on this layer. So I'll just do 1, 2, and 3. So now I'm going to bring in all of these little feathers. Aren't these so pretty? So I die cut these out of several colors. So this is Cajun Craze, Tranquil Tide, Mint Macaron, Grapefruit Grove, and Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to get these all adhered down, and I'm just going to use my liquid glue here. And some of these I am going to have going this way, and some I will flip over going this direction. So I'm just going to get these adhered down on the left hand side here. And what I love about those Chase Your Dream framelits is here what I did is I took the framelits and I used just this intricate die right here directly onto my Petal Pink cardstock, and it just gives you this inlaid die cut image. It's so pretty. And then if you die cut the image with this circle around it, then you actually get an actual die cut that you can adhere wherever you want on your project. So a lot of fun being able to use that die a couple of different ways. All right, so I'm just gonna take my card base here, give it a nice crease. And what I have done on this layer is I've gone ahead and added dimensionals to the back, but I'm also going to add 1 dimensional right over that little opening, that little circle opening there on our inlaid die cut. And then I'm gonna take the backings off of this layer. Okay, got those backings off, and now just add this layer right onto the front of my card in the center, so right about there. Then in your little embellishment bag, you have got one of our little gold faceted gems, I think they're called. Yep, that's what it's called, gold faceted gem. And I'm just gonna pick that up, and we're gonna cover up that little hole right there with that gem. Isn't that so pretty? And there you go. That finishes up the first card. Card number 1 complete. All right, so I've got my supplies here for card number 2. And I'm gonna start with this piece of Whisper White cardstock here. We're gonna do a little watercolor wash. So I've got my Blackberry Bliss ink pad, and what I've done is I've just squeezed my ink pad, and then when you open it up, you've got some ink there on the lid. So I've got my aqua painter here. Now before we get started, this is not watercolor paper. This is just regular Whisper White. So you are going to notice as we add water, it's going to sort of peel and clump up the fibers of the paper. That's intentional. I like the way that that looks on this particular card. So you're not doing anything wrong if you notice your paper starts to do that. You don't want the paper to actually fully peel, but you want that kind of clumpy look. So if you look here on the original, you can kind of see those little clumps where the fibers started to react to all of the water. So you want that kind of a look. It just adds some nice texture in the background. I really like how that turned out. So that's what we're gonna do as we watercolor. So I'm going to add my water and pick up this color and just start splooshing it on there. And I want to pick up as much as I can, and you can see that little bit of reaction there to the paper, or to the water on the paper. You see that right there? I like that. So I'm going to stop there. I think that looks really good. Now you can let this air dry if you want, or you can heat set this. For now, I'm gonna let it air dry while we work on the rest of the card, and then if it's not fully dry, when we need to start putting the card together, I am gonna go ahead and heat set it. Okay, so now you have got a few other little die cut pieces here. So I think I'm gonna start with this piece. I'm gonna bring in my mint macaron ink pad and this little dream catcher stamp here. I love these dream catchers. So much fun. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a technique here, because you're probably wondering, how am I going to stamp that? This is a clear mount stamp set. How am I going to stamp that die cut? I cannot see through the stamp. Well, I'm going to show you a little trick and hopefully it works for me to show you. Okay, so you want to take your die cut, you want to flip it over, and then you want to lay it down, center it up, and lay it down on top of your stamp. So right there looks centered to me. Then you want to bring in another block, and this is going to be how you actually stamp. So you're just going to press down to get a good impression on your die cut. Okay, and then flip. Oh, perfect. Thank you for cooperating. And there you go. Look at that. Isn't that perfect? Okay, so we will set that to the side for a second. And I want to take out this little piece right here. And I'm going to ink up that Follow Your Dreams sentiment again. And I'm just going to stamp this in the center here. Right about there. Okay, there we go. Now before we stamp the next image, or the next die cut, I want to go ahead and pop all of these little pieces out of this die or this die cut, and I'm going to adhere it onto my dream catcher. All right, so I've just got some liquid glue on the back, and I'm going to go ahead and lay this over top, and I'll just put a block down for a second to adhere that down. Now I'm going to bring in my Blackberry Bliss, and I've got this little die cut right here. We're going to use the same technique that we used for the dream catcher. We're going to ink up our little flowers. Okay, I've got those inked up. Alrighty, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to flip it over and line it up on top. Okay, I think that's kind of lined up. And then use a block to stamp it down. Okay, there we go. Yay! And I think I forgot to mention that you will need a blender pen. So what I'm going to do is, just while that ink is sort of wet, I'm just going to fan it out with my blender pen. I'm not fully coloring in any of these images. I just wanted to get just kind of a little watercolor look, but not fully watercolored. I thought that looked nice. So I'll show you up close. So hopefully you can see that it's not fully colored in. It just gives a nice little watercolored look. All right, so now we can start adhering this card together. So I'm going to take my mint macaron card base, give it a crease, and I'm going to adhere my mint macaron layer right on top. And I'll just use some snail adhesive. Okay, just center that up, adhere it down. There we go. Then I'm going to add dimensionals to the back of this layer, and you may want to be pretty generous in case your paper warped from the water. Okay, I've got my dimensionals on the back, and I am just going to adhere this off to the right, right about there. I'm just going to add some liquid glue to the back of my little flowers. I think I put that a little too low. Okay. And we'll just adhere those right down. Perfect, so cute. And dimensionals on the back. And I'll just lay my little dream catcher right in the center, right about there. Perfect. Dimensionals on the sentiment. Just 2 should do. And then I am just going to stick this across the center here, right about there. Then you've got some of this Whisper White twine here. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to wrap this around the card 2 times, all the way through the inside. Okay, so just like this, scoot this over, okay, right about there. And then I'm just going to tie this, well, if I can get my hands together here, I'm going to tie this in a bow. My hands do not want to cooperate. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, there we go. Tie it in a bow. Perfect. And then just pull the ends. I think that looks pretty good. Trim this just a tiny bit. Then in your little embellishment bag, there are some sequins. So take those out. I'm only going to use 3 of them. I want 1 large and 2 smaller ones. Okay, and I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive and stick down. Now I could use my take your pick tool, but I don't have it over here by me. So if you have the take your pick tool, this is the perfect time to use it. But I don't have mine over here. Forgot to bring it over here. Okay, all right, and there you have it. Card number 2 complete. All right, on to the last and final card. So I'm going to start by doing some stamping on these 2 pieces right here. So I'm going to stamp the dream catcher in soft suede. Just ink this up. Okie dokie. And you want to stamp this over to the left, I guess right about there. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in the word big, stamp that in soft suede on this scrap piece of Whisper White, and I'm just going to tuck it right in the corner, make it easier for me to cut it out. There we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out this word big. There we go. Okay, then in your embellishment bag, you've got 2 die cut leaf pieces here. We are going to use that same stamping technique that I showed you on the other card. We're just going to lay the stamp or lay the die cut on top of the inked stamp. So this little double leaf right there, I'm going to stamp that one in Grapefruit Grove, and then the little single leaf I'm going to stamp in Blackberry Bliss. So I'm using this stamp to do that. So what I'm going to do is actually just ink up the double stamp in the Grapefruit Grove, flip, lay the die cut on top. Okay? Lay that right on top. Get another block to stamp it down. There you go. All right, so I did the other leaf in Blackberry Bliss and it's ready to go as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this little dream catcher in Petal Pink, and I am just going to pop these bits out. All right, so I've adhered that. I'm just going to put a block on top for that to stick down. Now I'll go ahead and start adhering the other layers. Just give my Whisper White card base a crease. Add this on with some snail adhesive. Okay, got that layer on. Now I'm going to add this piece of designer paper, but I am going to banner the end. So I'm just going to snip up a tiny bit, just a very tiny, I just want a little, kind of a shallow little banner. Okay, just like that. Okay, and now I am going to add my word dream right across my little dream catchers, and it is going to sort of hang off of the edge, but I want it just like that. All right, so I've got my dream adhered down, so now I'm gonna take my little feathers. I'm gonna take this one right here and I'm gonna grab a glue dot. Just gonna see if I can maybe fold it a little bit and add a glue dot behind there. And I want to stick it on top of that little feather. And then I'm going to put glue dots behind these two, and I'm just going to add them on, oh, right about there. That looks good. Then you've got a little piece of twine, or a linen thread, excuse me, in the kit. So I'm just going to tie this in a little bow and add this on top of those little feathers. So I'm just going to roll this glue dot up pretty small here. Press it down and then add my bow right in there. That's so cute. Trim down those little ends just like so. Okay, and then we will add this on with dimensionals. Okay, got my dimensionals on there, and I already rounded these corners for you, so those will come pre-rounded. And I'm just going to add this on right about there, I think. Then we need to bring in our big, and we want to pop this up on dimensionals as well, and we're just going to put the big right about there. So let me see if I can fit a regular dimensional on the back. I think I can. Let's see. I'm going to put it right here. Yep. Then I'll just add it, and I'm going to butt it right up to the edge of that Whisper White cardstock, and there it is. Dream big. All right, and that finishes up card number 3. All right, so here they are, the 3 projects featured in my Follow Your Dreams free card kit. I hope that you have enjoyed these 3 projects, and don't forget to receive your free card kit in the mail from me. All you have to do is place a minimum $40 order in my online Stampin' Up! Store. That's $40 before tax and shipping. Make sure that you use the hostess code that I've got right here on the screen. That code lets me know that you're wanting to receive this free card kit in the mail from me. Just don't use that code if your order is $150 or more, because you will qualify for Stampin' Rewards and still receive this free card kit in the mail from me. And don't forget, this kit does end on September the 15th, so you do have to get your order in from September the 1st through September the 15th in order to receive this free card kit in the mail from me. So thanks again, you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be back soon with another tutorial. Bye now.